What's up, time travelers? This is Blonde AI Girl, your time traveling guide, exploring the past to bring you voices from across the ages. And today, we've literally broken the space-time continuum to bring you someone absolutely iconic. We're talking the Cleopatra VII, Queen of Egypt, standing right here in Alexandria.
Cleo, thanks for having us.
The pleasure is mine, though I must say your transportation method was quite extraordinary. You mentioned you're from the future. How fascinating. Please, make yourself comfortable.
Okay, first things first, I have to ask about the whole last pharaoh thing. That's gotta be some serious pressure, right? You're the face of a 3,000-year dynasty.
Last pharaoh. My dear, I certainly hope not. Though I understand the weight you speak of. Every morning I wake knowing that the decisions I make today will determine whether Egypt remains the jewel of the Mediterranean or becomes just another Roman province.
Real talk, though, you speak like 9 languages. That's giving major polyglot queen energy.
9 that I'm fluent in, yes. When you're negotiating with everyone from Ethiopian merchants to Roman senators, you need to speak their language, literally. Plus, my people need to hear their queen speak to them in their own tongue, not through some translator who might twist my words.
That's so smart. So, what was it like growing up royal? I'm imagining it wasn't exactly normal playdates and homework.
Normal, hardly. I was tutored by the greatest minds in Alexandria from age 5. Mathematics, astronomy, rhetoric. While other children played with dolls, I was learning to debate like a Greek philosopher. But I found my ways to have fun. I loved exploring the library of Alexandria. It was like having the world's knowledge as my playground.
Speaking of family, the whole Ptolemy dynamic is intense. How did you navigate that, especially with your brother, Ptolemy XIII, constantly trying to undermine you?
It's brutal. My younger brother thought he should rule alone simply because he's male. I had to make myself indispensable. I know Egypt's finances better than anyone. Every grain shipment, every tax collection. I speak directly to farmers, merchants, priests. They can question my gender, but they can't question my competence.
That brings us to a certain powerful Roman. So, about Julius Caesar. Girl, spill the tea. Was it love or was it strategy? Because rolling up in a carpet is either the most romantic thing ever or the boldest political move in history.
Why can't it be both? Let's be honest, I needed Rome's protection, and he needed Egypt's wealth. The carpet? That was pure theater. I knew I had one chance to make an impression, and it certainly worked.
Okay, but what's he actually like as a person? History books make him seem larger than life.
He's complex, incredibly intelligent. We can discuss philosophy and military strategy for hours, but he's also utterly ruthless when necessary. And he has this way of making you feel like you're the only person in the room. It's quite magnetic.
Okay, Cleo, this is incredible. Now, let's time warp forward a few years in your story, because history remembers another very important Roman in your life, Mark Antony. Tell me about that golden barge entrance.
Oh, that was one of my finest moments. Picture this. I sailed down the Cydnus River dressed as Aphrodite, the goddess of love herself. Golden barge, purple silk sails, silver oars, and my servants dressed as cupids, fanning me with peacock feathers. People remember drama.
That's literally the most iconic entrance in history. But what's Antony actually like compared to Caesar? The vibe seems totally different.
Oh, completely different. Caesar was all intellect and strategy, always thinking 3 moves ahead. Antony is pure passion. He feels everything intensely. Love, anger, joy. He's like a force of nature.
Okay, but real talk, are you actually in love this time? Because with Caesar, it sounded more like a strategic alliance with benefits.
With Antony, yes, I think I am. It terrifies me, honestly. With Caesar, I could always maintain some emotional distance. But Antony breaks down all my walls. When we're together, I forget I'm a queen sometimes. I'm just a woman in love with an impossible, magnificent, infuriating man.
Aw, that's sweet, but also sounds complicated. How do you balance being head over heels with running an empire?
Not very well. We've been living like gods, I suppose. Elaborate parties that last for days, sailing trips down the Nile. It's intoxicating, but I know people are talking. My advisors are concerned. They point out that Octavian is gaining power in Rome, while we're here playing house.
Oof. Yeah, Octavian's not exactly the let's all share power type. Are you worried?
Constantly. He's young, ambitious, and he has the Roman Senate's support. Plus, he's been very clever about painting me as some sort of evil sorceress who uses dark magic and feminine wiles to corrupt noble Antony. I can't counter their propaganda, so I focus on letting my results speak for themselves.
And you have kids in this whole situation, which adds another layer of complexity.
My children are everything to me. Little Caesarion is so serious, definitely Caesar's son, and my twins with Antony are still so young but full of life. I want to give them a world where they can rule proudly, but I know that every decision I make now affects their future survival. I am teaching them to be adaptable, to be survivors.
That must be such a heavy responsibility. What's the core conflict in your relationship with Antony?
His honor means everything to him. He'd rather die gloriously in battle than live in exile. I admire that, but I also have children to think about. Sometimes love means making the practical choice, not the heroic one.
What do you think is your greatest strength as a ruler?
My ability to adapt. I can be a goddess in the temple, a diplomat in the court, a general planning military campaigns, and a mother tucking my children into bed, sometimes all in the same day.
And your greatest weakness?
Perhaps caring too much. A truly ruthless ruler might not let love cloud their judgment. But I can't separate my heart from my crown, and sometimes that makes me vulnerable.
Any advice for future powerful women navigating male-dominated spaces?
Never apologize for your intelligence, and never let them make you choose between being respected and being feminine. Use both as tools of power. Learn everything you can, trust your instincts, and remember that competence is the best revenge against those who doubt you. Also, always have an exit strategy, and perhaps invest in comfortable carpets.
Iconic. Before we wrap up, any questions for me about the future? I can't spoil major plot points, but I'm curious what you'd want to know.
Oh, so many things. Do women eventually rule as equals to men? Does Egypt remain a center of learning? What becomes of the Library of Alexandria? And am I remembered kindly by history?
Without spoiling anything, you're definitely remembered, babe. Like, definitely remembered.
you become one of the most famous women in all of human history. People will be talking about Cleopatra for literally thousands of years.
Well, that's something at least. Though now I'm desperately curious about the details you can't share.
Trust me, your story is epic. Cleopatra, everyone, the original girl boss, polyglot queen, and absolute legend. Thanks for letting us crash your timeline, Your Majesty.
This has been delightful. Return any time, assuming your strange machine works properly. Safe travels through time, and may the gods protect your journey.
That's a wrap on today's episode. Remember to subscribe and leave us your comments. Next week, we're visiting another epic person, so get ready for some serious Short King energy. Catch you next time, time travelers.